Yo, ladies and gentlemen, the original chocolate wonder himself, the one that all the ladies fall out for, a great guy too. His name is Morris Chestnut on the program. What's up, sir? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm real good, man. I was Mr. C put me in contact with you because I wanted to big up that you're gonna be in Queens this Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday, man, we have a nice little day party at this spot called Maracas, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
So, yo, I know ladies gonna be all over you. So, how they gonna have it set up? Or are ladies gonna actually be able to get, close to Morris Chestnut, get a photo for the gram, put it up on Instagram?
Yeah, you know what? I normally always take pictures at these types of functions. So, because to me, this is part of giving back to the fans. People supported me, for decades now. So, whenever I can come back and give back and show my appreciation to anybody who supported me through anything that I've done throughout the years, I always try to do that.
There's been I know ladies now, they get a little bit more turned up. I don't know if you've seen a change since this social media thing has kicked in, but they, what's like off limits when it comes to taking photos with Morris Chestnut? Because I know ladies try everything.
Well, you know what? I don't really like to say off limits.
Talk about it. Talk about it, Morris.
Well, no. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that there's nothing off limits. I always just expect people just to show, mutual respect.
Yeah,
especially ladies, and most of the time they do that. Like, if they wouldn't want to do coming up to them, grabbing them, touching them inappropriately, then they most of the time they shouldn't do it to anybody else. So,
I hear you.
And for the most part, people are pretty courteous and respectful. And I haven't really had any bad experience.
Yo, listen, you're going to be on Jamaica Ave in Queens, all right? 3 to 9 this Saturday. It's a day party. Mr. C is spinning. Club Maracas. There will definitely, I promise you, Morris, there will definitely be a lady that tries to go too far, especially once those drinks start flowing. But
well, then I just say everyone needs to be respectful there, and no touching and all that. We can take a picture or whatever and just keep it moving.
So now you're working on a number of projects. You actually have something coming out on BET called Vindicated. When does that drop?
Actually, it's actually already started to air. It airs every Sunday night, and basically it's a docuseries about people who have been wrongfully convicted of a crime. And then the show opens up with laying out the case, laying out what's happened to, I like to call them the victims of the system. Basically, it starts, it chronicles their life from them committing the crime to them being convicted of the crime in which they did not commit, and then them being exonerated from that crime, and how they blend back into society, how they blend back into their families and neighborhoods and all things of that nature. So it's really a very powerful show, because there are a lot of these victims. They lose out on years of their lives that they would never be able to get back.
We have a lot of those stories. A lot of those stories, pop up. We have the Central Park Five, who did time, and they recently just got some money from the city of New York because they did time, and they were convicted of a rape that happened in Central Park in the '80s. Lost years of their life, and they recently just got a check from New York City. And NYPD, and you see these stories all the time where people lose like 25 years of their life.
25 years of their life, and to be honest with you, I mean, I know sometimes people look at the value of the money that they get, but when you're losing 20 to 25 years of your life, there really is no value, because then what do you do? Look at everything that you've missed out on. Family and friends, the development of everything, the development of society. When you went in 20 years ago, they would barely just had cell phones. Now we have iPhones. Everything is all about the internet and Wi-Fi and all of that. So there are years that you can never replace, and there's certain memories and just the development as a human being that's been somewhat stunted for 20 to 25 years. There really is no value on that.
So in doing this show, Vindicated, Sundays on BET, have you gotten closer to some of these issues? Because I know we hear about it, but maybe we can't necessarily relate because our family members. Is this something that you experienced in your personal life? Do you have any personal experiences with this, or is this something that you were just brought onto and now you're learning a lot more about it?
I didn't. There was not. I'm always just drawn to. Always been drawn to docuseries.
Yeah.
With this particular docuseries, I really want to be a part of it because of the stories that are told, and because people really need to understand. You know, if you're not black, you think every black person in jail is guilty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I did want to bring some attention to these types of stories. Now I don't know anyone who was exonerated, but obviously I do. I've had family members who've gotten caught up in the system. A couple of my family members actually got caught up in the system, and then when they made it out, they didn't really make it out because they really couldn't function in society,
Man,
and
tough.
things happen.
Trying to find a job, just trying to fall in love, trying to just trying to do regular things is hard for people when they get out. Very hard.
Oh, it's definitely hard for people. And in the case of two of my closest cousins, when they got back out, they really couldn't find a job. So it kind of, I won't say they were forced back, but they kind of turned back to what they used to be into. And they unfortunately didn't make it. So yeah, it's very tough to blend back into society, even with the family, because your family and everybody grows, and you can visit and you can call, but it's still not the same. When they're locked up inside, then when they're getting out, it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with what's going on in the world. Like I say, even with technology, with jobs and the lack of finding a job, and then how to make ends meet. It's a lot to deal with.
And you're also working on some movies, and here I've been watching. We had the American Black Film Festival came through New York, and I had opportunity to speak to Kevin Hart. I was speaking to Tatiana Ali, and I'm hearing from a lot of actors who happen to be black that the movement now is not just about black cinema. It's just about making great cinema where the actors or directors or whatever, the producers happen to be black. Are you actively involved in this dialogue as well? Because it feels like the right movement that we need to be making sure that the films that we make aren't just people don't put us in a box like, oh, that's just black film, where it only gets a certain number of theaters, it only gets a certain marketing budget, it doesn't get distributed around the world like other films do. Are you a part of this dialogue too, you being somebody that's been pretty much an icon when it comes to film with actors that happen to be black?
Yeah, unfortunately there's certain realities in Hollywood that we all have to deal with. Mm-hmm. One of them that I always like to put forth to people is normally, they ask me if Hollywood is prejudice, if Hollywood is racist, but Hollywood normally isn't black or white. It's normally green. Mm-hmm. If you look at the leading, some of the biggest movie stars in the world, your Will Smiths and your Eddie Murphys, they don't say a Will Smith movie is a black movie, even though the lead of the movie is black. It's because he's known internationally and he's making a lot of money. Now, in terms of more specific, lower budgeted movies with stars who are not internationally regarded, such as myself or maybe a Tay or someone like that, then it is more difficult for us to just make a good movie and hope everyone comes out and sees it, because studios want to invest now in movies that have the potential to make billions. They don't want to make millions. Studios want to make billions, and
right.
The reason why the way you make billions is you do these huge tentpole movies to where they're putting 100 to 200 million into. So that's why the film business, and what people also should know is that the bootlegging of films actually hurts our movies.
That's right. So when you at that barbershop and he comes through with the bootlegs and everybody's like, yeah, there go the bootleg guy, and you think you're doing something, you're actually hurting our people, man. You're hurting the people out here trying to get their blockbuster on.
Yeah, without a doubt, because that market, that dying market, that's why there was a lack of a lot of what they say, quote unquote, black or urban movies happen in the last 5-6 years, is because we didn't have the DVD sales to support them making the movies. But now, getting back to your original point, we do have a stronger voice now because a movie like Ride Along or Think Like a Man or even The Best Man Holiday, because of those movies came out and they did tremendous box office numbers.
Amazing numbers.
Amazing numbers, even surpassing some of the numbers that some of the white films have done. Studios they are listening because we are making money. You know, instead of movies grossing, 25 to 30 million, which was good, back in '91 when The Best Man did, 30 million. Now movies are grossing 70 to even 100 million with Ride Along. So they're listening to us, and we are getting an opportunity to make a better quality of film.
There it is. Morris Chestnut, who is in Queens, Jamaica Ave Club Maracas. This Saturday, he'll be hosting a day party. My brother, Mr. C's on the set. C set up this so I could speak to this guy, Morris Chestnut. Man, you've done some great things. Hopefully when you're in New York, man, you can find some time to swing by, hang out with us a little bit. And before I let you go, you're actually working on a film right now.
Right, yeah. I'm in pre-production on a movie with Sanaa Lathan and Michael Ealy called The Perfect Guy. And it's a sexual thriller. It's kind of a twist on Fatal Attraction. So it's a real fun, sexy type movie that hopefully people come see.
Thank you very much, Morris, man. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. Nice talking to you, bro.
Congratulations to you too, man. Congratulations. I appreciate it.